got his first two goals in that quarter. And for Western, they have 6 different goal scorers. Terry Bright must be pretty pleased with the way the Geelong Falcons are going to three-quarter time. Now to the mark of the year and our competition, which will be decided at halftime in this afternoon's main game.
7 Sport Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Mitsubishi Magna. Dial the phone number on the mark you want to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Lockett, St Kilda. Mark 2, Wayne Wiedemann, Adelaide. Mark 3, Darren Jarman, Hawthorn. Mark 4, Darren Wheeldon, Fitzroy. Mark 5, Nicky Winmar, St Kilda. The winner of the Mark of the Year will also receive a Mitsubishi Magna. You have until 4 p.m. today to register your vote.
So a chance for the player who was good enough to take the high screamer, but also a chance for a lucky viewer. You can vote that way, and you out there will be voting who has taken the Mark of the Year. There are the phone numbers on the right-hand side, and the winner will be announced at halftime in the main game this afternoon. Gerard Healy once again down in the beautiful sunshine.
Yes, once again with Kevin Sheehan. Kevin, we've seen a lot of good players out here. Who can we expect to be picked up and go on to play senior football?
Yes, well, we'd be hoping that overall there'll be more than 20 players from the competition that will be picked up in this year's November draft. And players like Luke Rayner from the Falcons. Daniel Fletcher's been terrific today on the half-back flank, a very solid player, not over quick, but very hard at the ball. Tim Sherman on the wing, the guy with the red hair. A lot of length in his kicking and good speed. And some of the taller guys like Capuano and Edwards have got a lot of improvement in them, so I think they'll be looked at. And certainly from the Western side, Dean Brown in defence, Brad Copeland hasn't had a great game today, but is a good player. Luke Vassallo up forward. And there's already a couple from that side that are listed with Footscray, Robert May and Tyson Lane. So I think there's a lot of talent out here that we'll see in AFL ranks over the next couple of years.
There's also a couple of 16-year-olds that can't be drafted next year of excellent talent.
Yes, Glenn Gorman, number 42 in defence for the Falcons, has had an excellent year. He's a boy from Maryborough, but he's too young for the draft. Under 16 years of age, not eligible until next year's draft. And he's one of the tips actually to win the best and fairest. He's had a terrific year, and no doubt he'll bob up November next year.
Last quarter about to get underway here at the MCG. A huge task for the Western Jets to get up and win the flag from here. Rayner getting the ball going forward. He's dumped number 21 Campbell, who's had the unenviable job on Richardson. May got the hand pass up the ground, and here go the Jets trying to set something up across the ground, and this time out in the wing, Gorman beaten to it by Vassallo.
Yes, Vassallo gets the ball to Satterley, who played a terrific third term to try and lift the Western Jets. Nielsen taken by Barini, around the corner. Barini in towards the pocket. Here's a chance. Oh, he couldn't get his boot to it. Number 27 you saw there was Paul Doherty. Unfortunately the ball didn't hold up and beat him over the line. 6-8 plays, 11-14. Early in the third term it looked as though Western Jets were getting back into it, but then Geelong regrouped. This man has been excellent all day. Michael O'Leary, centre wing. Oh, the big fly was by Aston, who's given them a lot of life since coming on. That's Sherman getting it across to Primus. Back it comes as they come through the centre again, Geelong. That was McCorkle to the half-forward line, Sharp. Saltala-Macchia. Now a chance for Jacks. An open goal looming, and he slams it through. So, almost...
Sunday, be home for extraordinary motion picture entertainment. The premiere of Warren Beatty's box office smash, Dick Tracy. With a brilliant cast of superstars, including Madonna, Dustin Hoffman, and Al Pacino. For the first time on television, the Oscar-winning Dick Tracy, 8:30 Sunday on Prime. On the run with nowhere to hide.
I don't think she knows why her father was killed.
Kidnapped to hide the truth by a killer out of control. Boney, 7:30 tonight on Prime.
That ball, one-touch football, and snap the goal. Western, no distance in the kick. Saltala-Macchia, a mighty kick right to the goal square. It carries the pack and through for a behind. Second behind for Saltala-Macchia. 12-15 to 6 goals 8. it would be quite right if the Geelong Falcons won this, because they finished on top of the ladder, won the second semi-final, and they look as though they'll march on to the first VSFL under-18s premiership. Here's Satterley. The kick up towards half forward, very wide. Good bounce down there. The hand pass from Lane goes astray, though, and Geelong have it once again.
Yes, kicking it around the corner was Walton. Ashley Walton has been a good player. A lot of class in the Geelong, a lot of class in both sides.
They really haven't got their act together today, though, have they?
No,
the Western side, you know, they've been playing catch-up football. Geelong started well and just maintained that lead.
Well, they've fallen down very badly up forward to the Geelong back line. Excellent. Look at that, socket off the ground, but out on the full. But the pace shown then by O'Leary, very, very quick off the mark. Number 33 is Glenn Hoffman, a left footer. Recruited from Japarrat up in the Wimmera. Drafted to Essendon in 1990, so, well, he's a right footer, I should say, as he brings it in towards goal. Good kick for a goal.
JB Cameron, catering for all your building and plumbing requirements. And when it comes to cooking, you're in the best of company with chef cookers from JB Cameron. No matter what your kitchen demands, Chef have a design to suit you in gas or electric. It could be a stylish wall oven with cooktops or hot plates, a convenient underbench oven, an upright cooker, or a versatile elevated cooker. Making your kitchen a pleasure to work in. Chef and JB Cameron. Serving Western Victoria since 1895. The right advice at the best price.
Goal scorer for Western. He's the first to 2 goals. Free kick back near the centre.
Western have fallen down up forward, changing the ruckman at centre half forward in their full forward. Nielsen has been well held by Murray.
Here's Luke Rayner, All-Australian Teal Cupper. And that pedigree usually sees them move on to AFL ranks. Mighty kick. A full forward, Richardson, second bite at it. Saltolamakia trying to weave his way through. Gets the kick through the pack, offline, and the ball out of bounds in the forward pocket. Bit of a grin. Adrian Saltolamakia played 1 game for Carlton Reserves this year. That game happened to be in Sydney, so his football has moved him around a fair bit.
He's kicked 7 goals on 2 occasions too, Drew, in this competition.
Richardson, the earth shook as he hit the deck. Whistle's gone. It's going to be a free kick here to Western, and Christo takes it.
Oh, a beautiful kick to a torpedo punt to the centre of the ground. Socket off the ground by Hoffman. The race is on. Out comes Nielsen against Murray. Oh, Murray's got the backup support. Murray ends up with the ball. Here's Vassilo. Quick handball onto Hoffman. Hoffman on the left foot brings it up in front of goal. Here's a chance for Barini. Hand pass further afield, and it's a goal to Tyson Lane. So they're not giving up without a fight. Western, they've moved on to 8-8 to Geelong 12-15.
Well, Tyson Lane, you see there on screen. There's Hoffman getting involved once again. As I mentioned earlier, he's had a good, well, he's been in good form, had a poor start to the season, Hoffman. But Tyson Lane, he's a senior list player at Footscray. He actually played 8 Footscray reserve grade games this year.
20 minutes to go in the under-18s grand final. Fletcher out of the middle. Clears the centre square. Comes to the back to Hoffman. But gathered once again by Fletcher, who's been terrific. Rayner, well, they're going in against each other to take the ball. In fact, it's coming to Aston.
He's been the difference, I reckon, that fellow, Aston, since he's come on.
Yeah, well, Fletcher's had 22 kicks and 8 handballs, Drew.
Sherman, who's been their best player in the 6 games leading up to this grand final. In goes Sharp with the ponytail. Number 17, Saltolamakia over the ball. And temper's becoming a little frayed. Walker was belted in the throat earlier on. Maybe he's got some grievance out there. Number 12 for Western.
Oh, Dustin Fletcher taps it down. He's looking for Christo. Christo is number 3 on left of screen, and the ponytail on right of screen is Andrew Sharp, number 1. There he is, young Andrew Sharp. So the bounce at half forward for Geelong. They're doing it very well. The ruckman went without it. Dustin Fletcher
Should be a free kick, actually, to Fletcher, because his opponent was Bruin, wasn't it? Went through there. It wasn't the ruckman. There he is. Yeah, it was Bruin. Really didn't have eyes for the ball.
Fletcher, you can see how tall he is. His dad was a pretty tall wingman.
Same shape, actually, Peter. They had the broad shoulders. He's got the broad shoulders. He's long and lean like his father. However, he's a lot taller.
Kenny Fletcher played a couple of 100 league games. He might have played 300, did he, Don?
No, he didn't play 300.
Right, well, the ball at half forward for Geelong as they bring it in towards full forward. The big fellas there. Adam Richardson, one bite. Oh, he's got it, the big fella. Oh, look at that for Leah Rising for a goal.
There's that job to be done, but I don't have the right equipment.
No need to worry. Go to Bilsma Hire Sebastopol for all your equipment needs. From compaction and concreting equipment, or electrical tools, aluminium trestles and towers, access scaffolding and a large range of gardening equipment with special items including lawn aerators and a heavy-duty mulcher shredder. If you're a home handyman, gardener or commercial builder, let Bilsma Hire keep your workshop for you. Play it smart. Hire the tools you need when you need them. From Bilsma Hire Sebastopol.
Right on here. And some punches being thrown.
There was a lot of punches thrown in, actually. That's stupid.
Richardson, after kicking the goal, has gone back to be involved in this. The play goes on. We're up the other end. Western are going to get a goal while the fight goes on. Here's Nielsen for goal. Well, he might have nearly missed it. No, he's got the goal.
So these players can be sent off. I wonder what the emergency umpire is going to do, because that man who's come on, number 1, Sharp, has really caused a couple of incidents behind play. He attacked it very vigorously when he came on just after half time. And here's the start of it. You can see there Sharp.
Oh,
so no wonder it started.
Yeah.
That's Baconi, and actually, in fact, Baconi is a soccer player. He's only been playing for 3 years.
Well, the coach, Terry Bright, yelled out to get back and playing football, and so they should too. Good thinking by Terry. As we see, coming away with the ball for Geelong, Tim Sherman to the half-forward line. Salter Machia was there. Now, this is McCorkle. Back to Salter.
That's the way, Pete.
I'll get to abbreviate him now for the rest of the game. Number 12 taking a good, strong mark.
He's impressed me today, this fellow.
Yeah, good player. Had to go off for a while now. Satterley and Copeland went for that one. Still Sadley and Copeland fighting for the ball. Well done by Copeland to knock it on, and the ball will come back. Free kick to Copeland, centre wing.
Copeland also does impress. He's another youngster. Question mark as to whether he does go on, but he's got a lot of class, although he went for that ball with one hand. Should go for 2. Go for it with 2.
And his opponent, our mate Capadonna, hasn't had a touch in this last quarter. He had 35 possessions to three-quarter time, and he's still there.
I think he's injured, Drew.
Here's Hoffman. Long kick to the forward line.
He's running all right, Peter. I'll look down and watch him.
Chance for Lane. Hooks towards goal. Hook too far. Out of bounds on the full in the forward pocket. Kick into play to be taken by Kieran Murray, the captain of Geelong. He's played 2 reserves games for Geelong and 1 reserves game for Collingwood this year, which is interesting, playing for 2 different clubs in the VSFL. But that's the way of football these days.
He is a big kick of the football. That was a drop punt by Fletcher. He got onto a torpedo from 55 metres out and really sent that. That was only with one kick, one step.
That travelled about 60 metres. He kicked from 55 and it landed 5 metres over the line. So huge kick by Fletcher with a drop punt. Now, no mark. There's big Primus. He's good, Primus, because if he misses the mark, oh, there's another fight going on, but he gets on with the game. Still going on, but the ball's on centre. Where's the players?
Is he getting on with the game there?
Well, the kick, well, the game's still going on where the ball is anyway.
There goes the emergency umpire once again.
Well, they're still punching on behind the plate as the ball is over the boundary, and it's still going on down there at the half-back line. There's been a lot thrown. So
Edwards thought about it.
An all-in brawl at one end of the ground and an all-in brawl at the other. And there's Fletcher and Nielsen. Oh, there's a couple more thrown in there too. And the runner's not sure what to do there. Anyway, the ball is at half forward with Geelong. This is McCorkle kicking it across the ground, and he has found O'Leary. There's a couple of good Irish names, McCorkle and O'Leary. McCorkle, a famous name at North Melbourne, of course. There was Jock McCorkle played for them. many years ago. Still at half forward for Geelong. Taken away for Western by Lee Brown.
Now here's Fletcher getting on with the football. The hand pass comes in. Ball knocked away by Primus. Geelong go forward again to the 50. Oh,
That's 50, surely.
Bruin takes the mark and a solid bump. 50 metres will bring him right to the goal line.
Actually, I think it was Walker gave away a 50-metre penalty earlier, wasn't it, in the second quarter?
It was a 50.
I
I'm
think
not
it
sure if
was Walker.
Oh, it was Walker. It was.
So that's a second. In actual fact, that was a goal too that he gave away. Now he'll put this fellow. Well, he should be right on the
Or
line.
did Walker get the goal from the 50? I think it was.
Was it?
He kicked the goal from the 50.
Right.
Well, this is going to be a certainty for Bruin. He marked just on the 50-metre line, and so now Walker has been taken back to the goal line. Bruin kicks it, and Geelong have the century.
Natural clean water, free of fibres or minerals that affect taste and your health. Water retained in Aquaplate steel tanks from Hutchin Tanks. Aquaplate steel tanks are covered by a 15-year warranty backed by BHP. They won't rust, burst or leak. And the specially formulated food-grade polymer skin means they meet the stringent requirements for the storage of drinking water. Hutchin Tanks will deliver your Aquaplate steel tank free within 300 kilometres from their factory. Choose Aquaplate from Hutchin Tanks. Think tank, think Hutchin Tanks.
Well, we're back in the centre, 14-15 to 9-9, and a very impressive display this by Geelong. And here's Primus. Well, he won that hit out. Damien Wood. Oh, Fletcher again. Number 21 started at full-back Campbell. He started on Big Richardson. He's been moved, though, as Western go forward again. Here's Copeland, the short chip. He finds Billy Barini. Further afield to Satterley. Oh, he's got himself into all sorts of trouble. That's holding the ball. He ran into a brick wall. That Geelong defence has been magnificent the whole day. Gee, they've played well. Number 10 has done well since coming on to Peter Jacks. Jacks, a beautiful kick out wide. Solta Lamakia, beautiful kick too. Up towards the big fella. Richardson put his big frame in front. Gets the ball to ground. Number 5 was Rayner. Here's Richardson. Here's a chance for Bruin. Brought to ground. Play on Richardson on the left foot. Hooks it around. I think he's kicked another one. Yes.
Gee, that wasn't a bad goal.
Well, he's ended up.
He shows some ability, doesn't he?
He's kicked 4 now, Don.
He's kicked 4, all coming in the second half.
And 5 or 6 points.
He does show a bit of toe off the mark. He's an interesting player. It'll be interesting to see how he goes on or how he develops. But here he shows good pace. You watch the way the ball spills to ground, and then he's onto it very, very quickly. He's a left footer, so he goes onto his favoured side. 4 goals since half time.
I think the highlight, sorry, Drew, the highlight of the game was he did that little bit of a lair act before when he did held the ball up to the crowd.
Yeah. In the centre, Primus clears it out of there, over the head of Jacks. First back there is Weston. Interchange of hand. It's going to be a free kick back here to Vassalo, is it? Vantage.
Vantage paid.
Weston. Beautiful pickup. Jeff Rains looking like this boy. Another fight on behind play. And the mark on the 50-metre line. It's become a bit scrappy and a bit ugly in this last quarter. Centering kick. Christo, number 3. 45 metres from goal. Hoffman goes over the top. It comes out wide. And a snap for goal here by Brown.
And there's another fight on too.
That's Andrew Brown, one of the 3 Browns for Western.
There's another fight there, as we see there, the breaking up. Number 23 is Ashley Walton. As that ball was kicked. See here the build-up. Here's Christo. Shows a lot of pace. It's a good build-up, actually. Good skill here. That man there playing as a ruckman. Across to Brown. 34 is Moylan.
15-15 to 10-9. As Geelong go forward again. Bruin is 2 to beat. That's a loose ball. Satterley to back to Vassalo. Towards half forward. Number 13 was Brown again. kicked the last goal. A quick hand pass comes out towards centre wing. Here's Satterley. He's done well since half-time. High floating kick to the half. Oh, Fletcher was interfered with then. Should have received a free kick. Now a chance for Western. Firing in a goal is Tyson Lane. And was that touched? I don't think so. I think this is a goal. Yes, it is. So Lane kicks his first. Tyson Lane, and Western kicked their 11th. 11-9 plays 15-15.
Well, that's his second goal in this last quarter. You can see there he's got far more a mature build. Tyson Lane, number 25. He's played 25 games, or 8 games for the reserves of Footscray. He was a captain of the under-16s, the Victorian under-15, under-16 team.
Well, actually, that was Tyson Lane's second goal of the game.
5 goals the difference, and 11.5 minutes to go. They've outscored them in the last quarter, Western, so they're coming home with a wet sail. Sadly slides the hand pass away. Walker up towards half forward. Brown goes to ground. Great pickup by Lane. Round the corner he goes. They're mounting a challenge, but the kick astray, and Primus takes the mark.
Pity they didn't start like this, did they? Because they really are attacking the ball now. West.
Kicked by Matthew Primus. Geelong bring the ball to the front. Gathered by Orchard. Delivers the hand pass, which is a beauty. Off to Wood. And it's a goal anyway. It was going to be a relayed free, but he's going to get the goal.
So that was good umpiring.
Was it ever?
It was good umpiring.
He was interfered with after he got rid of the kick, but the kick cleared Richardson in the goal square and went through for full points.
So they should have these umpires in the seniors. They've hardly missed a beat.
Well, you watch here the replay. Here is Geelong getting it out of the centre rather easily. Then Damien Wood just kind of missed that free kick, but he did get a high one.
And it clipped
It
across
was
the
against
head.
Piccone.
Well, we're back in the centre, and we both thought the same thing. What a good umpiring decision that was, because he did get a clip across the ears as he kicked it. Now, that was Moylan, the big man, doing the ruck work there. Here's Copeland. He's lifted his game in the second half, and Kevin Sheen did tell us in an interview that he is a good player. Western go out towards centre wing.
He's not bad either, Walker.
Yes, that was Dion Walker. Showed a bit of class also as Geelong bring it around towards Solderlam Macchia. Now that's good play as he chips it around to Jacks. Jacks has been very impressive too since coming on. He brings it to the pocket. He was looking down there for Sherman. Sherman caught out of position. Number 5, you see, going to ground was Rayner. Sherman's there also. Quick hand pass. Comes back to Western. They're off and running again. Oh, that was Bolchin. On to Dion Walker again. Now Aston. He's got plenty of pace, number 7. And he's got time to steady. Look for Sherman.
There's fights on again, back on that 50-metre line.
Well, here's Copeland. It's the Jeff Rains look-aloud, as Drew Morford said, and he is too. And he's really lifted his game. He's done well in the second half, but he kicks it straight to number 25. You see there is Ashley Cook.
And a long kick by Edwards. There's a Geelong player being carried off, but they keep on with the football, and the short pass to Sherman, who should have taken the mark. Play on, tries to tap it out, regains possession. Little hand pass through by Wood, and now on the run is Rayner, who kicks another one.
Well,
Luke Rayner's now kicked 4.
And he's done very, very well since half-time, Luke Rayner. He's kicked 3 goals actually since half-time. His 2 goals in the third quarter were rippers. All-star team. He is a forward pocket in that team. He works hard. He's from Grovedale actually, as a local, and played in this year's Teal Cup. But good goal sense, as we saw or have seen.
Well, Grovedale, a strong football club in the Geelong district. Now here's little Satterley, plenty of toe off the ground to the half-forward line. Number 34 is Tim Edwards, very impressive.
My word, he is.
Left foot kick to Sherman. Sherman, a class player, waits for the bounce, has her bounce, then swerves onto the left foot. Good play in towards Big Richardson. thumped away and over the line about 35 metres round from the behind post. They've been playing 22.5 minutes in this final term. 17-15 plays 11-9, just over 8 minutes to go.
Another chance for Geelong here. Ball close to the boundary line and run over the line by Campbell. Now, saw a player being carried off. Jared Healy?
Yes, it was Mark Orchards, Drew, and don't forget he was the boy that ran second in the heated stall this year. He's got concussion. He won't be taking any further part in the game, but I do believe it's not too bad.
Ball hoisted back to the goal square and run through for a behind by Dean Brown. Good defence because Richardson was lurking, ready to scoop up any mistake. He's something to clear when he stands on the mark, Richardson. Kicked by Brown. 55 metres.
He hurt
Here's a
himself.
Geelong player gone down.
Primus. He got, I think, a corky then, I think.
Here goes Copeland. Inside the 50 go Western. And a chance here for Doherty. Number 27. Snaps for goal. Fletcher, a one-hander and a goal. A clever goal.
And a good passage of play. There he is in screen, Fletcher. And that was a touch of class. He's played in the ruck and centre-half forward today, changing with Moylan. They worked it. They really haven't got much system when going forward. And that's a great effort because the man he warded off there, Edwards, a strong player, the centre-half back. And Fletcher playing at centre-half forward at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good contest, that. And Fletcher, I thought he was beaten in the ruck early in the piece. But really does look a promising young player, Dustin Fletcher. Certainly got the height. His Saltala Macchia down towards half forward. But the Western Jets propel that forward thrust. No mark. Crushing his way through was McCorkle. Here's Fasalo. And pass over the top to Copeland. Copeland breaks the tackle. He's got a touch of class.
He's got a bit of it.
On the left foot in towards the half-forward line. No mark. Tapped on by Brown. And that's a walk.
Actually, Walker held his arm then, didn't he? The umpire had his, wasn't in the right position. So I suppose well done by Walker.
Dion Walker. He's tried hard. Tries the torpedo punt kick. It doesn't come. Oh, that is a
That's Gorman,
very,
isn't it?
very good mark. That is the sign of a class player, that mark, Glenn Gorman.
He's done that on a few occasions, Peter. He's a all-star half-back, but he's only a youngster, not much of a body, but boy, does he put it in.
Yeah, that player kicking it is Dowling to the half-back line. Oh, a little clip across the ear too. And Ashley Cook. Mentioned before, his dad played for South Melbourne. Russell Cook was a policeman. I don't know whether he still is. There's Fletcher, son of Gary Fletcher, the Geelong senior team manager. Oh, good pick up. Great play by Aston. Aston in front of goal. There was an ordinary kick in the finish, though. Oh, flying boot went in then. Players, gee, they're playing for keeps. Here's Big Richardson off the ground. Picked up for Western by Lee Brown. He found Bolton, who shows a bit of talent. Another player down. We'll pick him up in a moment as the kick comes right out towards the boundary line and rolls over. And it is a Western
That's
player.
Brown.
Oh, he's copped one in the ribs.
That's the full back.
They hurt in there.
Dean Brown. Another teal cupper. So we have a throw in at centre wing. Fletcher goes in against Dowling. Satley, a real little terrier. Geelong forward again. Here goes Jeff Rains, otherwise known as Copeland, to centre half forward. Lane attempts a one-hander. Fletcher kept him out of the contest. Lane goes to ground. Brown was in there. On the turn by Christo. Edwards dropped the mark.
Well done.
And a chance here. We haven't seen much of Nielsen at full forward for Western, and the ball out of play.
Gee, I've been impressed with Geelong's back line, Don.
Well, they've done well, haven't they? Gorman, half back. You've got Edwards on the other half back, centre half back. And also the full back.
Murray.
Oh, he's not bad.
Here's Fletcher. tell you what, Fletcher would nearly, in my book, be starting to come into calculations for best on ground, because Capadonna has not had a sniff in the last quarter.
I think Capadonna might be off the ground. See if you can pick him up, Don, because I think he's got. I'm certainly got injured at the end of the second term. He was in the hands of the trainers with a leg injury.
Oh, I can't see him out there.
No, he's gone off. Walker.
Gorman's injured too.
Well, here's Copeland. He's got some class, all right. Fletcher trying to fist at the ground. That's a great contest, that. Fletcher gets his opponent down there in Edwards. So, but in the meantime, a free kick has been played out. Now the hand pass, that was from Jacks.
That was young Gorman going off.
Cross to Edwards, then on to Ashley Cook. Cook to the wide open spaces. Oh, here's danger, because racing after it is Sherman. Sherman, oh, he dummies the hand pass.
Went a bit far.
Sprints clear, brings it in towards the pocket, but the mark has been taken for Western by Piccioni.
He's only been playing football for 3 years too. His father represented Victoria and also Australia in soccer. He's actually represented Victoria in soccer too.
There's the kick by Piccioni, sort of short of the centre of the ground. Or terrific balance here by McCorkle. And the ball just hooked over the boundary line by Aston. We'll have a throw in near the 50. We have 2 minutes 20 remaining.
Yeah, Capadonna. He's been on the bench for a while.
Still, I think he was probably out there for about 20 minutes going kickless before he came off. Here's a free kick. Up towards the centre of the ground. They waited a bit for that. Came to the front to Sharp. Straight back out of bounds where it was a moment ago for another throw-in. Well, the crowd building up all the time for a grand final day, 1992. The Geelong Falcons will win the first ever premiership in the VSFL under-18s under coach Terry Bright, the ex-Geelong champ who played over 220 or about 220 games for Geelong. And maybe this is a good omen for the Cats later on against the West Coast Eagles. There's Terry.
Oh,
he can relax.
Oh, it doesn't matter what grade of football you're playing in. A premiership is a premiership, and he'll be just as delighted as all those young players. Now, number 5 shooting it in his Rayner. That was good thinking. Aston couldn't get his boot to it. Still at about 20 metres out from the Geelong goal. They're working very, very hard. Oh, that's good play. Damien Wood hooks it back to Geelong players. Saltalamakia and Big Richards. And now he's trying to con the umpire here as he comes straight out in front. He'll be taken right round on the angle.
Yet to kick a goal, although he's kicked a point.
So,
Wood, who's done well since coming on, well, in this last quarter.
Saltalamakia has kicked 7 goals twice this year, recruited from Newcombe, one of the local Geelong clubs. He's right in front and should goal from here, and I think he has, all right. Yes, a goal. So that's his first, and he's very, very happy. 18-16 to 12-9, and we're almost down to 20 seconds of play left.
There he is, Wood battling hard. I like some of the tackles he's applied down there. He's a bit of a terrier. Shepherded out by Richardson. It was Edwards, or Brown, I should say, being shepherded out.
Back in the centre with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Ball knocked out, but straight to the opposition to Brown. They go forward. Western charging straight through the pack was Murray. Here's Fletcher. Another shot for goal. Kicked one earlier in the quarter. This one is offline and through for a behind. And there's the siren. Premiers for the first time in the VSFL under-18s. The Geelong Falcons, who've defeated the Western Jets in a terrific performance. They finished the season on top of the ladder, made the direct path to the grand final by winning the second semi against Southern, and have now gone on to win the premiership. There's big Adam Richardson and Terry Bright. Well done to Terry. What a great job he's done to get these blokes together. Half of them come from Geelong and half of them from up in Ballarat. There's been a lot of travel between their parents to get them to training. They train at Cardinia Park and they've won the flag 18-16 to 12 goals 10.
Tyre Power, the name in Victoria for quality tyres at competitive prices. For expert tyre servicing, front end and brake repairs, wheel balancing and alignment, and on-farm service. With a skilled network across Victoria, your man in Warrnambool is Neville McNeil. In Ararat, get a friendly greeting from Ross McCracken. When in Maryborough, ask for Tim Redpath. And in Ballarat, Clem and Brendan Foster and their team. With the man who owns the store, runs the store. Tyre Power, that's powerful stuff.
There's that job to be done, but I don't have the right equipment.
No need to worry. Go to Billsma Hire Sebastopol for all your equipment needs. From compaction and concreting equipment, or electrical tools, aluminium trestles and towers, excess scaffolding and a large range of gardening equipment, with special items including lawn aerators and a heavy-duty mulcher shredder. If you're a home handyman, gardener or commercial builder, let Billsma Hire keep your workshop for you. Play it smart. Hire the tools you need when you need them. From Billsma Hire Sebastopol.
Here are some dazzling Dulux discounts from the Painter's Pot. The wash and wear interior range in flat acrylic, low sheen acrylic or semi-gloss acrylic are a measly $37.90 for 4 litres or $79.90 for 10 litres. For exterior jobs, Weather Shield acrylic gloss is now a great price of $39.90 for 4 litres, $84.50 for 10 litres. And you'll pay only $36.90 for 4 litres of timber colour, $75.50 for 10 litres. There's also 10% off all accessories at the Painter's Pot.
Final score, Geelong 18-16, 124, defeating Western 12 goals 10, 82. Well, for Geelong, they're multiple goal kickers. Richardson finished up kicking 4 goals, Rayner kicked 4, and Capadonna kicked 3, finished the last quarter on the bench. And the premiers for 1992, the Geelong Falcons, in their first season, the competition in its first season. Good stuff.
It was good stuff. I was impressed with a lot of youngsters out there, Peter. Some of them went in and out. We saw Capadonna, who did particularly well early. Look there at the match stats. We'll talk over the match stats. But there was what about a couple of youngsters?
Well, I thought best man in the ground definitely was Daniel Fletcher on the half-back line for Geelong. He was fantastic. And Capadonna's first half was
Edwards. I thought the centre half-back was good.
Sensational. Oh, they've got some very, very good players.
Came into it after half-time for West.
And that big fellow at full forward, Richardson, even though he looks overweight, he ended up kicking 4 goals and kicked 5 or 6 points and gave away a couple. So he's a promising player. They're a very good side, the Geelong side. And Primus, I think the ruckman will end up being a very promising player. Gorman across the half-back line, number 42.
I thought Gorman was good, and also
very good.
We've got to mention Fletcher for West.
Well, more live football coming from the MCG as the grand finals continue.
This has been a 7 Sports production.
She knows who killed her father. Now she's on the run from a hired killer who's out of control. Cameron Daddo stars in Boney, 7:30 tonight.
In these uncertain times, it's good to know there is an investment with bricks and mortar security and a top interest rate. St George Family Investments. You invest in Australian family homes and earn top protected interest. And with St George Family Investments, you choose the investment period and interest rate that suits you. Isn't it good to know you're doing the right thing with your money, safely investing in solid family homes? St George Family Investments. What a great idea.
Just out from Panasonic, just in at your Western Region Retrovision dealer. Just for you. Portable Panasonic 34cm colour TV, $529. VHS movie camera with wide-angle lens, $13.99. Panasonic vacuum cleaner with high-performance motor, $169. 750-watt microwave oven, $349. Automatic bread maker, $299. At these prices, stocks won't last. So don't delay, buy now from your local Western Region Retrovision dealer.
Perfume can change the way you feel. Come and try the very latest in perfumes. Fragrance specialists will be on hand every day to answer questions and identify your favorite perfume and give you a free list of new perfumes you'll enjoy. Perfumes to make you feel irresistible. Opium, romantic, Paris, flirtatious, Red Door, sensational, Chanel, or fascinating, White Diamonds. The choice is yours. Discover the magical world of fragrance at Monaghan's Pharmacy. Open till 8 p.m. every day, 140 Ferry Street, Warrnambool.
This is Prime Television, your local station.
The 1992 AFL football season is brought to you by Gillies Pies, St George, Warrnambool Theatre and Prestige, Ron Prato Caravans, Ray's Disposals and Tyre Power.
The main curtain raiser game on that one day in September is the Victorian State Football League Grand Final, and today it's to be fought out between Melbourne and Essendon. The Bombers top the table after the home and away rounds and boast a very experienced lineup with a heavy sprinkling of senior players. The Demons, a much younger combination, led the Bombers early in the second semi-final 2 weeks ago and will be determined to get a good start today. Essendon versus Melbourne in the Grand Final of the Victorian State Football League.
Yes, a very good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the continuation of our coverage of that one day in September. Absolutely delightful conditions for football after one of the wettest Septembers on record, but the ground indeed does look a picture. The Bombers, of course, finished on top of the ladder. They were only beaten 3 times for the year, but the Demons showed pretty good form in the preliminary final to also win their way through to fight out the premiership in the final of the VSFL for season 1992. I was just talking to John Lill of the Melbourne Cricket Club, and he paid tribute to his ground staff for actually getting the ground so good, and indeed I think we should all agree with that. Certainly a wealth of experience in both sides, a fair sprinkling of senior players, especially in the Essendon lineup, and let's check to see what happened during the year when these two sides clashed. In the second semi-final, it was the Bombers 17-20-122 defeating Melbourne 14-14 98 points. So Essendon will certainly go into this match as the favourites, but Melbourne not to be underestimated. For a bird's eye view of what's happening on grand final day, up to the 7 helicopter and Bill McDonald.
Thank you, Peter. Well, it looks a picture. Maybe I'm a good luck charm. I've brought some Queensland sunshine down here to Melbourne. After a month of rain, we have a glorious sunny day at this great Coliseum. A slight southeaster blowing towards the members stand. It's not too bad at the moment, up to about 8 knots, but the most important thing is there's no sign of rain anywhere, so we should have a fine day, almost perfect. Well, from the air, all roads moving steady towards the G. The infamous southeastern car park is flowing freely. The Westgate Freeway is okay, and to the north, the Eastern Freeway is also looking fine. Consequently, the car parks, they're starting to fill up slowly. But of course, in the ground, the scene is one of a lot of colour, and the people are filling in there fast. The Great Southern is almost half full, and the members is also filling up pretty fast. So it looks fantastic. The stage is set for what should be a magnificent grand final showdown.
Thank you, Bill. And of course, if you are coming to the football today, but Melbourne viewers, of course, the car parks around the MCG certainly restricted by the rain that Bill did mention. Joining me in commentary for the VSFL Grand Final will be Bernie Quinlan and Ian Robertson, and on the boundary line for this match it will be Peter McKenna and Tim Watson. And let's go now to our central commentary position for a preview of the main curtain raiser here today.
Well, it certainly will be a very, very intense encounter, I think. Bernie, Melbourne, I know they're pretty keen on their chances, but Essendon would want to win this mainly for Terry Danaher, I would think.
Yes, well, Terry hasn't played, of course, since that last home and away round 24, when he hurt his shoulder. It was a sad day for Terry because he went off very early in the game. There he is on screen at the moment. We have a look at the Essendon side. A lot of experience in this Essendon side. Hamilton at centre-half back, Terry Danaher at centre-half forward. We've got Michael Werner, who's played a lot of senior games. In fact, there's very few players there that haven't played a senior game. Only 2 players, in fact, out of that whole Essendon 23 that have not been involved in the senior game.
And have a look at the Melbourne side, and well, they've got some experience as well there. And as I said, I spoke to a couple of the Melbourne guys yesterday, and they're very keen on their chances. I know that they're a very determined bunch, the Melbourne boys. They're a very good tackling side, so if Essendon to win this game, they'll do it with their class if they can break into the open. And just having a look there, I think Simon Eishold in the middle there, giving the boys a little bit of a talking to. Certainly an experienced player.
Yes, they're not as experienced as the Essendon side, but they have performed pretty well throughout the finals. They came from behind last week to defeat a very strong Carlton side, and Essendon did defeat them earlier in the final series. They came from behind in that game to overrun Melbourne in the end. But there's Terry Danaher playing probably what will be his last game in the Essendon colours. Of course, he's been keenly sought after as a playing coach in the VFA. And he's been a magnificent player, played some 313 games with the Essendon side. The best and fairest player, played in a couple of grand finals. And I think they'd be very keen to go out on a good note for Terry Danaher.
And Essendon Burney have won the toss, and they'll be kicking to the left of screen, which, if there's any end favoured by what breeze we would find today, that would be it. Of course, it does swirl around this Coliseum-like stadium, so goals can be kicked, as we saw in the previous match, at both ends.
Well, I'm not surprised. The curator has done an absolutely magnificent job on this ground.
You couldn't speak more highly of them, could you, Robbo? Because yesterday, when the Eagles trained here, there were puddles of water. It didn't stop raining until 11:30 or thereabouts. And for the ground to come up like this, it's been mown and also rolled. And to be able to get that equipment on it with the use of the super soppers, of course, it's a tremendous effort by the ground staff.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Pete. It's just they're the best thing that's ever been invented, those super soppers. It's amazing the condition of the ground. Of course, it was covered from the centre. All the centre was covered into the centre half forward positions. But the rest of the ground, last week also, it was amazing how they got the ground up for the game between Footscray and Geelong, and they've done exactly the same thing this week. It may be even better this week. It's quite amazing.
Dr. Lil said it was better than last week, and looking at the ground, I wouldn't argue with him. All right, let's get a selection from you guys. Bernie?
Well, I'm tipping Essendon. I think with their experience, just may tell the tale in the end. Peter?
And Robbo?
Well, I'll go with the emotion that I heard or felt yesterday with the Demons, and I'm going to tip Melbourne to win.
Well, Essendon has the score on the board, and only 3 defeats for the year. I'd have to go with the Bombers. But grand finals are funny things. Alessio, a big boy, an obvious successor to the tall timber at Essendon. Kick out of the centre, comes down towards the left forward pocket. That was from Dyson. Bauer, oh gee, that nearly went out of bounds on the full. Was able to pick it up just inside, right on the boundary line. Marking contest, Dick paddles the ball further forward for Essendon. Izard, a quick kick, certainly plenty of finals experience there. Matthew Phoebe tried to pick the ball up, couldn't do so, and we'll see a bounce just outside the centre square. And I say bounce because the umpires have been bouncing the ball. They haven't been throwing it in the air in too many places on the ground. Spongy in a couple of spots. But as you can see there, the ball bouncing pretty high. Doyle taps it out. Ball finally comes out the back. The umpire says that's a free kick. And trying to break clear with it was Matthew Phoebe again.
Yes, a free kick going there against Hurd. He held on to it for a long time when he was tackled, Peter.
The kick taken by Dyson. Marking contest on centre wing. Shark by Grenvold. Didn't take the ball cleanly. Ball nearly goes out of bounds. Picked up by Eishold. The centering kick from him. Plenty of experience, as we've seen in both sides, especially Essendon. This is White breaking clear. Could be a chance for a goal. 25 metres out, steams in, and he's put it through for only 1 behind. So the opening score, a point to Melbourne.
Well, a disappointing miss there, Robbo.
Bad
from
miss,
Sean
wasn't
White.
it, Bernie?
Yes,
I mean, right in front.
A very experienced player too, Sean White, one of the experienced players we're talking about. Not in the Essendon side, of course. He played in about the last 8 home and away games in the senior side for the Melbourne.
So the kick in, straight up the ground. Nice kick too, in towards centre half back. Some desperate stuff shown by Considine. He gets the ball to Philandia, but the free kick has been picked out of it, and it's going back to Considine. He hand passes the ball away to Mercedes. Mercedes kicked to half forward. A little bit of a misunderstanding there by the Demons defenders. It goes to the rear where Grinter gathers and clears quite nicely too. The kick over the top of the players' heads and gives them a chance to run at the football, and eventually it's hurried over the boundary line in front of number 47 for Melbourne there. That's Paul Hopgood, a young boy from Chelsea, only 18 years of age. So the Demons will be looking for some improvement from players like that over the summer if they're to get further up the ladder in season 1993. Desperate stuff again by Beveridge. Phoebe. In goes Hopgood again. The tackle on Philandia was okay, according to the umpire. And the umpires for today's grand final in the reserves are Andrew Coates and Brett Allen.
Andrew Coates, of course, famous name at umpiring. His father, a whistleblower for many years.
Bernie, the struggle that the umpires are having bouncing it, wouldn't you think it'd be a good idea, maybe until they get used to it, that they could throw it in the air?
It'll probably improve as the day goes on the surface, but
this is possibly the wettest part here, Bernie, isn't it?
Exactly, Pete. We saw actually the rover Sean Denham take the bounce.
So chance for the Bombers now. Bauer takes the flick out, which was knocked on by Masiti towards the edge of the square. We get a marking contest. The ball goes straight up in the air again. Alessio with the big fist. Back it comes to Denham, who takes a hand pass, kicks inside 50. Danaher caught out of position, and it'll be a mark or free kick to the Demons down there to be taken for them by Andrew Lamprell from Hobart. He was number 10 in the 1991 national draft. Now towards the half-back line. Hayden Kilmartin, this is, from Hobart. And a chance for the Demons to swing into attack again. Umpire has paid the mark, has he?
Yeah, good effort by Eishold, having to back.
What's going the other
paid
player?
A free kick, has he?
Must have been a free kick.
Williams.
So, kick up by Williams. It's Grant Williams. White made good position, couldn't take the mark. Ball slapped out in front of the pack. Beveridge gets away a quick hand pass. Came back to Eishold. And a chance for the Demons again. Snapshot for goal down there by Taylor. After the hand pass came from Phoebe, and that's a goal. Kicked by David Neitz.
Very little pressure there in the end.
David Neitz captained the Victorian schoolboys last year and comes from Parkmore. Here it is in replay.
So you might be right, Robbo, with a little bit of emotion that Melbourne was talking about, getting away to a very good start early in the game. In the end, that was a very simple mark for a forward to take that mark on the goal square. No pressure coming from the Essendon defenders and just popping it through.
So good bounce back in the centre and the ruckman contest. Melbourne get the advantage. It's Cowell with the football. His short kick towards centre-half forward. Sets it up for the defenders to punch it away quite easily. Philandia, well done. Breaks clear and kicks it very directly towards goal. It's punched away. Now a chance for Melbourne. Desperate stuff being shown again by Hopgood. Handball away to Dyson. Dyson's high kick. Wide to the wing. Nearly a Melbourne mark to Cowell. Bauer is the Essendon player. Denham there to give him a bit of a hand. Bauer, kick off the ground there. Comes back towards Masidi. Masidi able to get onto his favoured right side, but his kick falls short. The mark is taken by Dyson. Dyson has already had 3 kicks. This is his 4th kick, and it's into the centre. The mark is taken there by Hopgood. He plays on quickly. Up towards full forward. Good lead, good pass, and good football by the Demons. Cuthbertson has it about 45 metres from goal, fairly well straight in front.
Yes, well, this player kicked 7 goals against Essendon 2 weeks ago. He looked like he was going to set the world on fire 2 years ago playing for the Melbourne Seniors. He's taken some time to really develop, but has ability on his day to kick a lot of goals.
What a good kick.
Okay, boys, let's go.
Are you gonna arrest me?
Challenge me, we all go down.
Tell me you want me.
Take your positions.
I got the guns!